never underestimate Eddie Irvine, because when you least expect it, he's going to pounce on you.
We want a glamour boy, a young single boy that knows what living life is about. It's the best thing that's happened to the sport in 10 years.
The thing about Irvine is you either think the guy's a disgusting piece of work and you're not interested at all, or you really think that he's very good for business. You either love him or you hate him.
I don't think he appeals to the old guard, does he?
No.
So do you prefer living on boats or in houses?
Living on boats.
Why is that?
Because when you wake up in the morning light, no, I can go straight upstairs and just go dive in the water.
Eddie's floating palace on the Italian Riviera. In the middle of the Grand Prix season, if he's not on the track, this is where you'll probably find him.
I've had many a day on this boat that was just mega. Just think, I can't get better than this, can't get better than this. I'm on my boat a hell of a lot more than anyone I know, and I have more fun on my boat than anyone I know. You know, I've got a proper bathroom, I've got a sauna in my bedroom. It'd be nice to have one with just an extra bedroom, I guess. You know, there's only 5 bedrooms in this. It'd be nice to have 6. And then there's lots of room for everyone else as well. Basically, I can live whatever life I want to live. I've got financial independence. I can live where I want to live. I can do what I want to do pretty much of the time. So this is the way I want it to be, and I have to say it's great. If I can win the World Championship this year, I don't see how my life could be improved.
Melbourne, the start of a new season. Eddie's 4th with Ferrari.
Action in Australia!
As they head into the pit straight, Hakkinen slow away. Hakkinen very slow away. And what's happening? They're waiting for a green flag, I think. They're hovering, and Irvine takes the lead. No, Hakkinen's got a problem.
Hakkinen's got a problem, not so. What amazing! He must have overheated.
Eddie controlled the race thereafter to take his first ever victory.
But Eddie Irvine in the Ferrari just wins the Australian.
It was a popular win throughout the paddock, but it was not a result which anybody really expected to be repeated. One down, 15 to go.
Once he crossed the lane, Kathy and I just sort of went crazy, and then the phones went crazy after that. So that's a very important one, that. Partied all day and into the next morning. So I did, and that was really good. An excuse for a party.
When I was young, what I wanted was either a motorbike or a go-kart, something like that. And really, my ambition work-wise was to become a Formula 1 mechanic. I was never a dreamer. I was always trying to get ahead.
He had to work 7 days a week for me in the garage down there, and he never got any pocket money or anything, and the money went towards his racing. And then whenever he went to England, a lot of the other drivers would be staying in hotels, and he slept in the back of a truck, and mechanic did the car and done it all himself. So, you know, that was good training, I think. Maybe I'm thinking wrong, but I feel a lot of them get it maybe just a bit too easy.
Eddie flies his private helicopter to Northern Ireland to visit his mum and dad. On board is his girlfriend, Anouk.
It says Ulster races Eddie Irvine broke thousands of female hearts this weekend when he showed off his latest girlfriend in Dublin. Steady Eddie stepped out with blonde beauty Anouk Vervel. Irvine has been linked with a string of beauties in the past, including supermodels Helena Christensen and Karen Mulder. But he has always maintained he prefers the bachelor life, claiming that long-term romances are not for him. I'll have to see if this is the special one or not. What do you say, Sonia?
Time will tell, Danny.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell.
The first thing I said to Eddie when I met him is like, I'm really sorry. I mean, I didn't know your name before. The only person that I know in Formula 1 is Schumacher. And that was not really the best thing I could say the first day I met him. But he always has a sparkle in his eyes. Always. No matter what mood he is, he always has a sparkle in his eyes. And I think that's really, really attractive.
Yeah? Yeah, give us a shout. Yeah, I'm there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'm leaving on Thursday.
They must think like, oh my God, there's model number 43 showing up and she's blonde this time. They must think like, oh, this is another chick that is hanging around with him just because she really likes the whole world that he's living in. But I wouldn't be here in Northern Ireland spending a weekend with his family and trying to see him as much as possible if I was not in love with him.
Has he ever asked your advice about girlfriends?
No, I don't think he ever has. But then I think he knows what he wants himself, so he doesn't have to ask his mother what he would like, you know. And I'm probably better not knowing anyway.
She's a very nice girl.
Oh, yeah.
Very down to earth. Not like some of the models you meet who are preening themselves all the time. No, she seems very down to earth, very relaxed girl. But that's very, very seldom you'll bring girls home. This might be the one. You never know.
Do you think a guy like yourself who's a lot of success with women can become addicted to their attention?
Oh yeah, man, there's nothing like seeing a new girl. Like even when I'm with a Nook who's an amazing little girl, you just see another girl and you think, wow, okay, I must admit now at the minute I'm not actually that fussed and chasing after them, but 6 months ago, everything I seen, everything I surveyed, I had to conquer, you know, and it's a bit of an endless, it's just chasing your tail, to be honest. Jesus, that's sore.
Eddie's sister Sonia, his physio and personal manager. She's also got the job of raking through all of Eddie's fan mail.
And some of them will send photographs in the fan mail in various poses and with varying amounts of clothes on. So there's that one. I love Ferrari, Eddie Irvine. I hate McLarens. Right to me.
When Eddie's not on the boat or at his flat in Milan, he's here at his home in Southern Ireland. It's one of the very few places nowadays where he can get a bit of real privacy. The Dalkey Peninsula is one of the most exclusive places in the country, with houses up to £6 million each. It's where Eddie keeps all his most prized possessions and his favourite bed.
It's an old bed, I gotta take it easy on it. My mum gave me this. And I tell you what, I just sleep so well in it. It's incredible. I actually made the mistake of telling Anouk. She said, wow, this bed's so comfortable. And I said, yeah, all the girls say that. Which probably wasn't the right response, but I got a slap for that one. It's true, they all do. Oh, here's my breakfast. It's a bit late, but you know, better late than never. And my tea, 2 sugars, please, thank you. Where's my baked beans?
I forgot them.
Can you get them, please? I'm just reading about my mega new house. Well, it's just Eddie Irvine's space age pad. I don't know what a space age pad is unless it's in space.
But to build the new pad, Eddie's got to knock the old one down.
I really am tormented. But it's just impossible to live in. It's just too damn small.
You're too up on me. You and me two girls.
I come down here and maybe my friends, as soon as they hear I'm coming down, like 10 of them will all blast down. And like the garage is full, the house is full. It's just impossible. Basically, the whole lot goes. The patio, the circular thing, everything gone. There's going to be like a boys' room, you know, for just with a bar and cinema and snooker table and just, you know, all sort of and the tabletop football, you know, a lad's room. And then the rest of the house is going to be quite normal. It goes out from the front, it goes right out to that treetop there. So my bedroom is right up there amongst that treetop, and it just looks out straight over the sea. It's going to be pretty amazing, I have to say.
I think sometimes he maybe doesn't realise what it's like in the real world to live. Just how hard it is for most people. You know, the phone bills, the gas bills, just to actually live. I think maybe sometimes Edmund's very rushed in his own world, that he doesn't stop to think about things like that.
Van Morrison owns that house. And the Edge lives over the back of them trees. You know, the guy from U2. Krista Berg lives over the back of them houses. And Lisa Stansfield lives up there. There's a lot of sort of that, you know. Docky attracts that clientele. Because it's a really cool place, you know, to be, because it's really peaceful and quiet. It's a beautiful area, plus in 15-20 minutes you're in the centre of Dublin.
Eddie's name in Ireland is getting hotter by the day. There are more and more people who want to meet him.
The press want to take some photo shoot.
And everyone wants him at his best.
Underneath it, Edmund is shy. He comes across as being very confident, but underneath he's actually quite shy.
Just pull that one.
Sometimes he'll go to a PR event and they'll want him there for 3 hours. Well, I mean, can you imagine being on show for 3 hours?
Okay, thanks, head off. Now we just need shaking up the hands. Wait a second. Shaking up the hands. One quickly. That's it. Okay, cool. Okay, great. Okay, guys, that's it. 1, 2, and 3. Well done. Enjoy the day. Get to move there now.
It's amazing how strange people behave around famous people.
1, 2, 3, and that's it. Thanks, guys.
Like, people think famous people are arrogant and obnoxious and all that, and it's funny. Some people turn into prats as soon as a famous person comes close to them. I don't want people going, Eddie, Eddie. People sticking a piece of paper in front of me to sign.
It makes it even harder for you to be with somebody that gets already a lot of attention, and it's difficult for you to get his attention, you know, just on your own, instead of being one of the 100 that is crazy about him.
Eddie, can I have your autograph? Pen? Well, mister, we get your pen now, right? Eddie! Eddie! This week, Tilly! Oh, you're the best driver in the world! Tilly, 99!
Michael's supposed to be, you know, the real fitness freak and all that sort of kind, but I've seen what he eats, and it ain't good, you know? So, I think that says it all. He's the best driver around at the minute, son. And he eats some junk.
What sort of things does Michael eat?
He eats cakes, ice creams, you name it, he'll eat it. Well, it doesn't seem to affect him too much. It doesn't slow him down.
Over the next 5 months, Eddie picked up 16 points in 6 Grand Prix. By early July, Eddie is 6 points behind Schumacher and 14 behind Häkkinen. But nobody could have foreseen how his fortunes would change when the teams arrived for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone.
And it is go at Silverstone now! Schumacher's got David Coulthard right alongside.
2 cars had stalled at the start. The race was stopped, but the two Ferraris kept racing. Suddenly one spun off.
You see one going off, you have no clue who it is, and you cannot really tell the difference. And it's like 5 seconds before it shows on the screen that it was Michael instead of Eddie.
All of a sudden, the ball's in my court, and now I can go for the championship. It's the greatest chance of my life.
Did you visit Michael at all when he had his accident?
No, I wouldn't visit him. You know, I don't like hospitals, you know.
Now it's Eddie's turn to carry the flag for Ferrari. As their new #1 driver, the onus is on him to spearhead the development of the car, which is still considerably slower than both the McLarens.
Such a complicated car. I'm surprised it ever runs. Like, everything's electronic, everything's hydraulic, and something like that, you just assume it's going to always have problems, and we do get problems from time to time, but a lot less than you would think.
Do you want to go out to do some lap? Might as well go now and see what it's like, and if it's whatever, I'll try and do a bit of a run. Very loose on the rear. The driving ability is awful. Just can't control the rear end at all because the traction's so marginal. I just cannot control the throttle. Just constantly losing the rear.
You're not driving around there thinking, you know, it's quite a calm, you know, it's quite a calm experience. I'd say for sure you get more pleasure out of overtaking some guys than other guys, you know, because you know it'll hurt them more. I let the clutch out and it just went away from me, and I sat there not moving anywhere.
I think the thing that makes him outstanding in the current breed of drivers is he's probably the most intelligent. Probably not the most naturally gifted, but he's thought it all out and he's got where he is just by being intelligent.
Downtown Milan, Eddie's apartment. Eddie's business manager, Enrico Zanarini, and Eddie's sister, Sonia, are finalising the latest business deals.
This is how the money was paid.
Right.
Okay.
Together, they're building a multi-million-pound business on the back of Eddie's racing success.
Check the amount of money. Are you able to check the amount of money we have received?
For sponsorships, endorsements, and public appearances, Eddie is now commanding a handsome price.
40. I was thinking of organising in a different way.
So the one we do here is half an hour, but we don't do it because they're going to need that money to pay us for using my image in a magazine.
They don't want you 4 hours at the fair.
They're not going to get me for 4 hours, they're going to get me for half an hour. Half an hour is enough. I go there, take photographs, they get as much out of half an hour as they get.
I know.
They get 95% out of half an hour. They get 5% more for me staying another 3.5 hours. So that's the story. Half an hour, or we don't go, and they still owe us $50,000, whatever it is, for using me in court.
Do you actually like Enrico? Is he just a good businessman?
No, I like him. He's a nicer guy you won't meet. He's such a nice person. He's too nice, you know? And that's where I have to stand in sometimes.
I'm just much more diplomatic than he is. And if alone, I think he would have closed 20% of the deals we've closed because he's too impulsive, so he can tell people to get lost.
I don't want to work with him anyway. I don't like him. I don't like the guy. I don't like the people there. I don't like anything about it. Where do you want me?
I thought it kind of about here. I just want this shadow kind of clipping you. So no, it's about here, isn't it?
Yeah, I won't be able to open my eye in that sun.
If I'm kind of lower, come forward more so you're out of the sun more. Keep coming. What about there? Oh no, back a little bit.
See, I honestly can't open my eyes in the sun.
What
Sisters.
The last few years, I've been doubling what I was worth every year, and now I'm not. Even though I'm getting paid a hell of a lot more than I got before, I'm not doubling what I was worth. And you know, so if someone gave me $10 million more now, $20 million more, it wouldn't make any difference to my lifestyle. You know, if someone gave me $100 million, now that would be different. I'd start to think, wow, I'm getting ahead now.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
There are jobs that he would even do for free if there are nice, good-looking girls around. And sometimes it's a lot easier to get him onto an event if I can promise, and of course deliver, that there are nice-looking girls around.
Era il tuo compagno di banco.
Sì, ma non di banca. My driving is my work. Business is fun. Because if I make money, great. If I don't, doesn't matter, because there's another few million coming in from the next race.
I'm hopeless at making money, but he seems to have the ability to make money. He's just got a really switched on business head. Like, we'd come home from the pub. That's another thing. We'd come home from the pub, like Christmas and New Year, absolutely slaughtered. Just stagger around the house, and he'd be there with a remote control, going, look at the shares, going, fuck, I've got to sell those. So he'd be on the ball all the time.
I don't think it's tight, but it's not. He wouldn't
Careful.
buy. Careful. I think is probably the right word.
Cautious.
Yes, cautious.
Hotels, I normally lift the bar of soap out of the hotel room and bring it back here and use it here. Always took the toothpaste out of the little travel bag if I fly, you know, long distance. Refuse to buy a map because once I find my way there, I won't need it.
For business, the championship is incredibly important. It would add value to anything we are doing in a big way. The merchandising program next year is contract with the sponsors. Anything we produce with our company would go up in price and value if he becomes world champion. Just imagine, you know, to print a T-shirt with #1 on it. It would sell immediately.
Eddie's fortune continues to grow at the Hockenheim circuit in Germany.
Listen to the horns, watch the flags, listen to the cheers. Eddie Irvine wins in Germany for Ferrari.
One month later, when Eddie was still leading the World Championship, Ferrari broke shocking news in the press.
Hi Stan, it's Sonia. I think we need to make the comment that you made about, you know, being prepared, that there would have been better ways to have done it. For us to have handled it at our end. Okay.
Ferrari will not be renewing Eddie's contract next year.
Are you surprised or shocked or
Not really. We've known for a while that they were going to sign Rubens because, well, we've known for a while.
Are you disappointed that you won't be with Ferrari next year?
I'm disappointed. I don't think Edmund's disappointed because he couldn't really stay #2 to Michael, and that's the way it would have been.
In his weekly column in The Express, Eddie made it clear it was he who left Ferrari, not the other way round. Unfortunately, Eddie's reaction to the news has been misquoted in the press and has upset Ferrari.
Someone's written something in the newspaper, said it came from me, said it's my words. I never said it. I would never want to say it. Well, you know, I get dropped enough in it by people that don't work for me, who just make things up. It's not your fault. It's as much Enrico's fault as your fault. Okay. Ciao.
It's an accident.
So how do we get out of it?
It's not the end of the world. It's not a big issue.
It's not an end of the world. I just say I
it's
didn't
not
say
a big
it.
issue. It's an accident. We have to now remedy what went wrong, and if you are, and you're entitled to have, you know, to say I will give advice to no one. Then you, if they ask you the questions, then you can say that. Ciao Cristina.
Do you think Enrico has solved the problem and vindicated himself?
The problem's not solved. It's been massaged, and that's what he's good at.
a good one.
Hackett got a problem. Amazing.
Never underestimate Eddie Irvine, because when you least expect it, he's going to pounce on you.
I'd say you're at your peak at 33.
My dad, for example, thinks he ought to tidy himself up a bit.
Well, to be fair, when you've got that much money, you can wear what you want, can't you?
You bastard.
He is outspoken, he is a loudmouth, and there are times I hate him like you cannot believe. But it's not a lasting effort. Eddie Irvine is a very, very nice person to be with. He's fun. He would make an unbelievable world champion.
Oh, it's boring. I hate talking about this because it's so boring. Nice restaurant up in it. What you do is you go in there for lunch, you see a girl you like, organise, you know, to take her out, or just everyone goes out together, and then boom.
Eddie is planning a party for after the Italian Grand Prix. Enrico will organise it.
20 men. 20 men, so we need at least 30 women.
But recruiting all the women will be the job of Eddie's flatmate, Ciro.
Do you know any of these girls?
I know all of them. That's, you know, I know this my friends. I live with them, you know, they always come and see me in the house. I always call them. They're my best friends. All the models are my best friends. All of them. You know, what can I say? See, they say hi to me. Look at them. Hi.
It's a lot easier job than my job.
So where from?
In Belgium.
Ah, Belgium. What about?
Belgium.
Not so many people, few party in the house, and then after we go out, no problem. So we expect all of you. Oh, you go back to Belgium?
Ciro's absolutely useless at organising anything. He's good fun, but he's useless, you know? He's one of these guys, great fun to have around, but you just can rely on him for nothing, you know?
Other people, they will do everything to be next to him. I don't. And I like to argue with him, but in a funny way, because I like to make him angry, because no one makes him angry. And when he's too much, then I just say yes and whatever.
Just get the thing for it.
First you have to put the speaker thing.
I can do all that.
Okay,
you get the thing, Ciro.
Eddie has asked Ciro to repair the stereo in time for the party.
No, I should do more.
No, but there's no point coming back to the house without
because
the thing.
I don't know exactly which one is good for that.
So what the fuck did you come out for then if you don't know what one you're going to get? We gave him a job because he had nothing to do, and we thought we'll give him a job, see how he comes on. He didn't perform, he was out. End of story. And it's the only way. If Enrico doesn't perform, he'll have to go, and he knows that. And, you know, Sonia's the same.
You wouldn't sack Sonia though, would you?
I have sacked Sonia, but Enrico took her back on.
So Monza on the Saturday night, 7:20, you've got to go and visit the promotional area from Philip Morris, and then 8:20 you're doing the gala dinner, an appearance there, and then Enrico said about the candy appearance after that. So he'd said he'd explained it to you. Are you happy enough?
I haven't listened to you. What did you say?
It's the morning of the Italian Grand Prix, and Eddie is in a despondent mood. Qualifying has gone badly. Eddie will have to start the race in 8th place, even behind his new teammate, Mika Salo.
So are you actually looking forward to work today?
I must say, it's not one of my favourite places to have a say. Yeah, it's,
Has it all gone a bit flat, would you say?
I would say it's gone very flat. Very, very, very flat. You know?
Do you ever feel let down by the team that they're not really doing their side of it?
But they just can't, they're doing everything they can, but it's just not enough.
Would you prefer to be going to the boat today?
Yeah, because I think my chances of keeping the pack and point advantage at 1 point is very slim. So I prefer if this race was cancelled.
It's a 12-mile journey to the circuit at Monza, but there's no limo for Irvine. He prefers to get there under his own steam. Eddie starts from 8th on the grid and struggles to make any headway. Mika Häkkinen, meanwhile, dominates at the front and looks to be heading for 10 clear championship points. Suddenly, a momentary lapse of concentration, and Häkkinen goes spinning out of contention.
Häkkinen, the race leader! He's out of the race! He's out of the race! And this could blow the World Championship wide open!
It had been a lucky escape for Eddie. Now with 3 Grand Prix to go, Eddie and Mika Häkkinen share the lead for the championship with 60 points each. On his way home, Eddie decides to make one last-minute invitation to the party, even if it means a slight detour.
Ciao Eddie! Abbiamo una festa questa sera. Mio casa. Tu conosci dove è mia casa?
Sì, sono venuta a casa tua.
Ah sì. Alle 10.
Alle 10?
Sì.
Dai, chiamo Ciro dopo.
Va bene, ciao.
Ciao Eddie.
Oggi Eddie Häkkinen piangeva, he was crying, you know, it was like this.
He was crying in the forest.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Hai visto che piangeva? Did you see he was crying?
No.
Vabbè, he was in the forest crying.
Man, because you know what the thing is now? When he's leading the next race, all he's going to be thinking about is the mistake he made, and he's going to drive slower.
Oh, France in 50, eh?
Yeah, but France in the next 3 races, he won't be so strong. Low downforce, they're fast. High downforce. Now we have a chance.
The year of the cat, though.
Now we have a chance.
Oh, but now stop talking, we talk later. Let's fucking organize it.
Well, I'm organised. All I have to do is turn up.
All you have to do is just go for it.
I've organised all the girls because you're useless.
You bastard. Did you get the tummies? Did you get my large knob? That's a good one.
Fuori dai coglioni, non puoi stare qua tutta la
It's hard. Now no one wants to live anymore because my party always too good, you know? They want to stay.
It's brilliant. Very small. He has a reputation for being good, but it's very small.
He can talk shit for hours. I can't. And some of the girls he talks to or he picks, I can't say anything to them.
Meanwhile, out on Eddie's boat, the crew are preparing for a special weekend.
I think he works very hard, doesn't he?
And then when he comes out on his boat to relax and play, he wants it all neat and tidy and nice.
So what does Eddie expect when he arrives on board?
Clean boat. This will be Eddie now. Hello, Eddie. Okay, I'll see you down on the port where I've dropped you off before, yeah? Santa Margarita. I'll see you there. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
For the next 2 days, Eddie will be spending some quality time with a special girl in his life.
Can you see it? Yeah.
It's his 3-year-old daughter, Zoe.
Simon's not too well, then, eh?
And a big hug as well.
Good eye, see.
Big hug.
Big hug.
No.
There we go.
Zoe's mother, Maria, has brought her over from Macau. It's a rare chance for them all to be together.
There we go. Now we just put the batteries in.
Holy papers.
Are you all excited?
Oh. Big hug. Give a kiss too.
I think Maria's done a fantastic job. Fantastic.
You cheeky monkey.
I don't know any other kids, but she seems to be very happy all the time. She normally is very shy around me.
Yes.
Whether it's because she's getting older or whether she's seen me more, I don't know. You know, she used to always just hide whenever I came in the house. Morning, Zoe. Are you going swimming?
Right, in you come now. Come on. In you come. Jump.
That's it.
There we go. There we go.
Eddie and Maria first got together 9 years ago while Eddie was racing in Japan.
I mean, he was different from other boys that I met, and he always made me laugh, and that's what I like about him. And I remember saying to him, "You're very conceited," and then he called me up one day and said, "Oh, guess what? There's another girl said that I'm conceited. I guess you're right then."
To be honest, I don't really remember that much from way back then. I think my head's been banging around in a racing car for too many years. I remember sending her an umbrella because she said she didn't want to come to England because the weather was too bad.
And when Zoe was born, I guess for everybody, it was a bit difficult because none of us actually knew how it's going to be like. And he knew he couldn't be there for Zoe or even for me. But I thought, well, I'm old enough to deal with it. So, you know, it was my decision, really. I know he tried to really, you know, make things work. But as I said before, nobody's perfect.
I make sure that they don't want for anything, and Maria's got the time, so she makes sure she doesn't want for anything emotionally, so, and we don't argue.
I think she's got a lot of respect for Maria, because she's someone who used to bite back. She wouldn't just go, "Okay, Eddie, I'm sorry." she'd just walk off and leave and say, you're being an idiot, I don't want to know you.
In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you nothing.
Every time she sees him on TV, she will go say, "There's my daddy. Eddie Irvine's my daddy," you know. She's really proud of him.
She's good fun, I have to say, she's really good fun. I don't know whether I could be there all the time the way Maria is, because it's so demanding. You know, kids are very, very demanding, and I'm still a kid, so two demanding people don't go good together, you know.
Why don't you take a drink?
Eddie returns to his flat in Milan to prepare for the European Grand Prix, only a week away. Then an extraordinary letter arrives in the post addressed to Eddie's manager, Enrico. A psychotic fan is offering to sabotage Mika Häkkinen's car at the race.
My idea is that I shoot with a small bullet in the tyre from Mercedes. The tyre burst and tear to pieces. Nobody can prove the shoot. Häkkinen don't finish the race. When you be interested, you call me back. Thanks so much. Name to be withheld.
It's the morning of the race, and Eddie has a splitting headache. He's been kept awake all night.
Oh, yeah. And the engine's going all night, and 6 o'clock this morning.
Eddie will be starting from 9th on the grid. It will prove to be one of the most unforgettable races of his career.
Come on, go this time. Yes, nice one, Fredson. David Coulthard has got Mika Häkkinen coming up alongside him, and Eddie Irvine scrambles past Olivier Panis. Irvine and the Ferrari are on their way. He's up into 6th position in the point. And Eddie...
Suddenly, there's a downpour.
You can't believe how difficult this is. This is the most challenging moment for any Grand Prix driver.
There is Mika Salo. What an enormously long stop.
Salo came in whenever I was meant to come in. My mechanics had my tyres there. They had to put them away. Get his tyres, put his tyres on. He went. That was effectively what happened. That guy was the guy in the wrong, not the mechanic that obviously threw the tyre away. We did everything wrong. Absolutely everything wrong. All weekend. All weekend. Looking, you know, you might, if you did it again, in hindsight it's easy looking back, but if you did it again, the only thing I think we would have done different is the pit stops. They were not the best. Häkkinen's 2 points ahead, but he hasn't done really well the last couple of races. We have missed opportunities to close that gap on him. But we screwed up. You know, when they screwed up, we screwed up as well. So, but we're still left with a chance to vindicate ourselves. I think someone up there is trying to give us the championship, but he wants us to do a little bit, you know.
2 days before the Malaysian Grand Prix, Michael Schumacher announces that he will be coming back to help Eddie win at Sepang. It's a dominant performance.
Eddie Irvine holds his 2nd position, and Häkkinen...
Schumacher is almost a second ahead of his teammate, but Eddie knows the German will have to defer to him in the race. And that's exactly what happened. On lap 3, Michael allows Eddie through and takes up a defensive stance against the McLarens.
Ferrari 1-2. Eddie Irvine wins the first Malaysian Grand Prix. Michael Schumacher is 2nd. Maximum points for Ferrari.
Post-race scrutineering checks reveal a technical irregularity on the Ferraris. The cars are deemed illegal, and the drivers and the team are sensationally stripped of their points. It's front-page news around the world.
Still didn't really sink in, and I really didn't think, I just thought, there's no way any governing body is really going to let the World Championship be decided on something so trivial, something so
unimportant. There's no performance gain. There's no advantage we had from it. It was just a small manufacturing error, and to be honest, every car in that pit lane is probably illegal in one way or another.
The Japanese Grand Prix is coming right up. I have never, ever known tension like this. Action! And Michael Schumacher darts across, but Mika Häkkinen gets ahead of him. Yes. Mika Häkkinen, a marvellous start, and he's streaking away already. This is exactly what the Finn wanted. There is Coulthard.
That is so close. Yes, he's done it.
David gets past Eddie Irvine, and that may well have settled things for the Irishman. Mika Häkkinen wins in Japan. He is world champion.
Yes,
There's Irvine.
Irvine over the line. He's going to be feeling pretty sad, pretty sick about that. If you're wondering why.
My stuff's already in the room?
Upstairs.
Fantastic.
Is it for one night?
Yep.
Signature.
Oh, very good.
So, quite a day.
Yeah, it was a good race in a way, but boring, I think, but it was a fair enough result, you know. Häkkinen drove well, deserved it, got it, you know.
So what are you most looking forward to now?
Gonna go back to Macau to see Zoe. Someone asked her the other day, "Where's your daddy?" And she goes, "Oh, he's coming back to see me." And they said, "Oh, when's he coming?" "Don't know." Was the response. So I go back and keep her happy for a few days.
Was Anouk with you today?
No. Anouk's gone back to Holland. She's got to work in New York next week. So,
how are things going with Anouk?
Well, I haven't seen her since. Can't remember, but everything's fine. I'll see her. I'm either going to meet her in LA or meet her in Dublin, or we're just organising a meet up shortly. My wallet. I was wondering where that was. I'll see her next week or so.
Would you not have liked to have been there today for this special day?
I didn't need any distractions, you know. I just wanted to be left all alone. You know, I didn't even speak to my parents all weekend. Didn't really speak to Enrico much either.
We actually agreed not to speak about work until tomorrow morning. So I think he's gonna feel a bit sore tomorrow. Maybe now he just wants to eat, drink, and enjoy himself. That's what he wants to do.
Let's go.
Okay.
If you end up never winning the World Championship, do you think you'll have regrets?
Oh, for sure. You know, never winning the World Championship must be a massive, you know, cross for any driver to bear, especially when you get so close, when it's only 1 point. For 10 points you say, hey, well, you know, but 1 point. Well, McLaren, you know, at the end of the day, to beat Michael in this equal equipment is not possible. To beat him in a better car is possible. And that's what Häkkinen's done, that's what Hill's done, that's what Villeneuve's done. That's what I've got to do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Eddie Irvine, age 60. What do you see?
Will he get that far?
He'd probably look a bit like Hugh Hefner, with about 12 dolly birds in tow around a swimming pool somewhere in Miami.
Probably a little bit fatter, a lot less hair. Probably maybe thinking about whatever the latest product, Viagra-based product is, to give him a little bit of a sort of artificial lift, because I'm sure that maybe nature's lift mightn't be quite adequate for the ambitions and the aspirations that he still holds.
If he's got some young popsy on his arm, who's 40 years his junior, if he's told her that he was Formula One world champion for 10 years running, he won't want to bring her into the paddock where she'll find out he was a lying bastard, he said.
I quite fancy growing vegetables. I quite like the idea of being self-sustaining with a windmill. I quite like the idea of that. That would be satisfying to be able to be totally self-sufficient.
Will you be alone growing vegetables?
I don't know, you boys will probably need a job, so I'll let you dig the vegetables if you want, for, bed and breakfast or whatever. Who knows?